Do you think, in your own experience, does women's sizing make any sense to you at all?
No. No, not at all.
I mean, definitely not.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
No, not at all.
One of the world's most confusing puzzles is that of women's clothing sizes. Time magazine's Laura Stampler reports that in the 1940s, the National Bureau of Standardization developed standardized sizes for women, ranging from sizes 8 to 38, that included height indications for tall, regular, and short. Before this system, sizes for women were based on age, and then women were expected to tailor their own clothing. This system was widely used and indicates why when people say celebrities, such as Marilyn Monroe, were a size 12, that can be a little misleading. Stampler writes that in today's size charts, Monroe would be a size 6. This size chart was widely used until 1995, when a company called ASTM International decided to develop their own size charts, thus shrinking sizes by about 10 numbers. This started the complicated numbers game we have today.
If it's a size 14 for Gap, for Levi's, that size 14 is going to be different.
Dr. Chantel Reed is assistant professor on the tenure track in the Fashion and Textile Technology Department at Buffalo State University. She studies plus-size fashion and works on encouraging her students to look beyond the American standardized sizes.
Different manufacturers are targeting specific people, and this is their ideal person, and it may not be the same standard size as what's been already established.
These students in Dr. Reed's intro sewing class are training to one day work in the fashion industry. Many aspire to be designers, for their work to be seen by thousands. Others want to focus on merchandising for a much larger crowd. In order to do this, they take classes on design, construction, and most importantly, making garments for the people of today.
And now I'm in a position to teach other students how to be more cognizant and conscious of that situation for other women.
While often filled with glitz, glamour, and romanticized, the fashion world has a dark past filled with exclusivity and seemingly impossible standards. Larger women have historically been isolated when it comes to luxury fashion houses and couture culture. Carmen Keist of Bradley University claims that, quote, stout society women and couture clients are certainly consuming high fashion, but high fashion advertising, commentary, and editorials were not inclusive of stout women, end quote. She references when Chanel's Karl Lagerfeld said publicly, quote, no one wants to see curvy women on the runway.
Many designers don't want to be known for, making clothing for what they would consider the fat person or the big boned person.
While the standard sizes should be just that, standard, they're constantly fluctuating and causing problems for consumers. Eliana Dockerton of Time magazine reported that the average size of the American woman went from 140 pounds to 168.5 in 1960. In order to keep women thinking they were smaller, when brands caught on to this, they began to alter the standard sizes. Dockerton writes that by the late 2000s, standard sizes had gotten big enough to introduce new sizes such as 0 and 00. Instead of extending the size charts up, designers felt that women would want to buy clothing if their size was smaller. Thus begins the phenomena of vanity sizing.
How do you feel about vanity sizing?
I hate it. I hate it because it is an illusion of making you think you're smaller than what you are.
According to Roger Dooley in Forbes magazine, vanity sizing is the labeling clothes with sizes smaller than the actual cut of the items.
If I'm a size 14 and you tell me that I'm a 2, somewhere in my mind, I'm supposed to think that that's supposed to be better. And who's to say that smaller is better?
Dr. Reed is exploring a solution to the sizing problem. She's currently working on a line of adaptable clothing that would allow women to fluctuate in size from day to day. She says it is a sustainable solution as well as resources for clothing continue to dwindle.
They've been doing it for menswear for years. Menswear, a lot of men's suits come with that adjustable elastic in the pants.
Because for men, my boyfriend's a 32-30 and everywhere he goes, that's his size. Or even for suits, okay, here's your measurements, like you can rent a suit, like a woman can't rent a dress.
One thing is clear, most women do not wear the same size in every brand or store. How are they supposed to be active consumers when they do not even know what size they are supposed to be? Dr. Reed is not hopeful for the future of women's clothing sizes either. She says brands and designers are going to need to put a lot of work in if they want to truly solve this problem.
The bodies are not getting smaller, they're getting bigger. And at some point we need to embrace this.